I used to overthink one-shots until they exploded in my face. Didn't matter mine or another DM's. Now I just ask myself 7 simple questions and that's it. They behave. Hey everyone, I'm Zaklis, a D&D Dungeon Master and a world builder. Super excited to be here, and in this video I'm going to show you a simple framework that actually works for creating the perfect one-shot, all by answering 7 questions. Let's dive in. The first question sets the stage for everything else. What is the vibe? And I mean that literally. What is the vibe and the feel of this one-shot you're trying to make? I usually break it down into 3 pieces: setting, genre, and tone. Setting is the world and the time period your adventure takes place in. Forgotten Realms, Exandria, your own homebrew, whatever. The important part is this: know and understand the world you're working with. If you don't, your players sure as hell won't. Genre is the type of story you're trying to tell, such as fantasy, which is my all-time favorite, or things like steampunk, mystery, gothic, and the list goes on. Tone is about how the session is going to make your players feel. We have thriller for your murder hobos, or horror to scare the living bacon out of them, or maybe lighthearted to just allow them to relax and have some simple fun. Once you answer this question, you're locked in the world and the overall experience of the session. And hey, if you're designing for a specific group, it helps to keep their preferences in mind. Second question is an easy one. How difficult is it? This is basically about 2 things: power level and magic level. Is magic forbidden or rare, or it's a normal thing that many people can do? Just take your pick and stick with it. Power level isn't just about character level or monster. It's about how hard this adventure is going to push your players. Combat, puzzles, traps, even information gathering, all of it. Just remember, don't ignore the player's experience, because let's face it, if you run a brutal one-shot for a group of players that just learned the game, it's gonna suck for them and probably you. Third, and perhaps the most important question is, what is going on? This is about your story. What's the plot? What's the conflict? What's actually at stake here? Yeah, this is the hardest part. And no, you're not Tolkien or Stephen King. The good news is neither am I, and neither almost any DM out there. You don't need a masterpiece. You don't need a novel. You just need a story that is engaging and makes sense and has a solid ending. And trust me on this one, because it used to torture me. Do not obsess over pure originality, because it doesn't exist. Steal inspiration from anywhere you can. Movies, books, video games. Just don't copy paste. Make it your own. The fourth question is, what's the job and where does it happen? This is about the quest. It's where the plot becomes real for your players. If it doesn't do that, then it's just an errand, or at best it's a side quest. Once you know your quest, you need locations. And please don't just pick them at random. Locations are really underrated. If picked properly, they can each act as a mini arc that have something to contribute to the story, not just the place that the party is passing through. Then we have the anchor, which is something that the story, the quest revolves around it. It could be an item, a place, or an event, or it could be a creature. Whatever it is, it needs 3 things: purpose, function, and a bit of lore. Let's say your party is trying to retrieve an artifact. That artifact is your anchor, and you need to know what it does, why it matters, and where did it come from. Fifth question is a fun one. Who are the enemies? I'm talking about both the monsters the party that might run into and the BBEG if your one-shot even has one. Don't look so surprised. Not every adventure needs a villain, especially a one-shot. Sometimes the mission itself is the challenge, and the enemies are just the obstacles along the way, and there is no antagonist opposing the heroes. BBEG or not, you still need enemies, and you need the right ones. How? Super easy. They must reinforce the tone and the genre. They must fit the plot. Don't just drop a random ooze in the middle of a political situation where everything else is humanoid or beast. unless you have a good reason. The sixth question is, who are the allies? Now that you got yourself some enemies, let's talk about some people who might be able to help the party. I'm not talking about random NPCs like a shopkeeper or a guard that you throw in on the spot as a filler. I'm talking about people who actually matter, like a warrior who might want to join the party and help them, a hunter who knows the surrounding area and might be able to guide them through the forest, a farmer who saw something last night but doesn't know the importance of it. If you're in the mood for it, you can take it up a notch and add in a faction or two. Just keep it simple. Factions need to have one clear goal or agenda, and hopefully it's something that ties into your story, which makes it even better. Seventh and final question. Why is the party getting involved? You all know this one. It's the story hook, and it's a bit tricky. It's not simply the reason why the characters are getting involved. It's also why your players should care. Sure, you can go with a simple do this and get paid. That works. But if you want something that makes this one shot really memorable, you have to make your players care. And you have to do it fast, like in the first 15 minutes of the session. It's not that hard. It's rather clever. You just have to use their own characters. If they wrote a backstory, perfect. Grab something from that. If not, try to tie it to their class or their race. You got a warlock? Involve the patron. You got a bard? Offer fame. You got a cleric? Tie it to something about their deity. The answer to these questions are all connected to each other. The vibe shapes the plot. The plot defines the conflict. The conflict creates the quest. The quest points you to the right anchor. And knowing your anchor, picking your anchor naturally leads you to the right NPCs, enemies, and everything else just falls right into place. By answering these 7 questions, you've already finished like 80% of the work. What remains are small details like NPC names or loot or trap DCs. And trust me, these are the things that you can improvise on the spot, even if you think you're not very good at improvising. So sit down and think about these 7 questions. Hell, rewatch the video and answer them one by one. And before you know it, you got yourself a pretty damn good one-shot. And by the way, even if you're using a pre-made one-shot, these 7 questions will help you get a quick grasp of it and run the whole thing way smoother. If you think the list can be improved or I missed something, let me know in the comment. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe because I'm just getting started.